go around thinking of her 1,000 times when you think you see her face in the crowd. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Here's what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. No more shopping in the hall, only empty spaces. Brand new kitchens, black and white. I feel the house is dying, and I'm inside. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Here's what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't Every time I think of you, I just break down. I miss you more than I ever could Here's what she'd say. She said, don't cry. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Here's what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Oh no, don't cry for me, don't cry. She said, don't
Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend and start to the week, and it's going to be a little bit experimental tonight because this is the first live stream that we've had since we changed our clocks here in the UK, so it might be the case that a lot of people are going to be tuning in an hour's time, maybe. So we will see. Some people could miss it because it's the first one, so it might take a little bit of time for everybody to get up to speed with the time zone differences and all that kind of stuff. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. Let me get you up on screen, and there we have Carla, Leanne, Vince, Jennifer, Jeff, Corey, Carl, Maria, and Beverly, Brian, Constantia as well, Scott, Jill, and Chet about to just go through as well. So, hello guys, thank you for joining me, and thank you for requesting that start to the live stream with my song called Don't Cry. And that was requested over on Patreon by Marilyn and Donna, Constantia as well, who I just mentioned, Beverly and Nancy. So thank you guys for doing that over there and giving me some songs to play during this live stream. So tonight we aren't going to be having the pick roulette because we didn't hit the target last week, and this is the last stream of March. So we are looking forward to April because April's going to be the first month that we have the special conditions that if we meet the pick likes goal for every single day of the live stream, say for example a Tuesday, if we do that 4 weeks in a row, it means that the next month we're going to have the custom t-shirt roulette spin wheel thing that we've never done before. So we'll see how we can go throughout April with the likes, but if you do leave a like tonight, that would be much appreciated, and I should be able to get the live likes up on screen so we can have a look at where we are at, and it's at 105 already, so thank you guys for that. If you can leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be great. The target for tonight is way up there. It's going to be, I believe, 370, and there it is if we want to have a pick roulette for the first roulette of the month of April. That'll be interesting if we can do that tonight. We will see. We might be a bit hard pressed though to achieve it because of the fact that the time is different, so I know that a lot of people are going to be missing out on this stream, unfortunately, but they'll be able to watch it on catch up. And if you are watching this on catch up in the future, hello from the past. So let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because that's what we do during these live streams. They make this all possible. A massive thank you to you guys. They also pop up in the PayPal donation window, as well as the Super Chat window, as well as it used to be. But now the Super Chat is just announced by me, and the PayPal window is the one that comes up on screen. But there was a donation from Orlando for $5, so thank you for that, Orlando. And the message was, I may be occupied but will make it. If things change, spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that. And let me have a plug of the mug, because that's what we do when Orlando gets in there early with the donations, and that was in before the live stream started, so thank you for that. And here's a plug of the mug. If you want to get any merchandise, including this mug and other designs of mugs and hoodies and t-shirts, is all in the tray underneath this video. And just while I'm talking about trays underneath videos and the channel as a whole, you might have noticed that now I'm officially me, which is great, because Wings of Pegasus, the channel is now verified, which means that you know that it's me on the channel. And I know that previously, probably about a year ago, we had that whole issue with the hacker that got into the Facebook, and then somebody, I think it was the same person that was then impersonating me on the internet and on Facebook and creating personal profiles with my picture and all that kind of stuff. But the good thing is now on Wings of Pegasus, you know that this is the official channel, and like I said, I am officially me. So it might actually work in the comments section if I type something. I'll say, is there a tick? Question mark. Because it might have a tick after my channel name, Wings of Pegasus, and then a tick. So that's the little verified thing in order to make sure that I am me. And I think when you're on phones or tablets, it might not show up. But if you're on a computer, then it will show up as a verified channel. Anyway, cool stuff. And we have just passed 168,000 subscribers on the channel. So thank you everyone for liking and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, then if you could click on that subscribe button, that would be great as well. We are slowly closing in on 200,000, and maybe we will get there one day. If we do, you guys that have been watching for a while will know that there'll then be a guitar available on the pick roulette wheel that it could land on at any point. So it means that we'll be giving away a real live guitar at any point in the future after 200,000 if we do make it there. So if you feel like subscribing, that would be great. You'll get a notification if you hit the bell icon for every live stream, every analysis video. And if you want to head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, then you definitely won't miss a video. And I do updates over there about what I'm up to in the background. I'm currently working on a new video series that I've been telling everybody about over there. And last night I uploaded the pictures of the graphics that I'm going to be using, and also just thinking out loud as to how to organize things in the future for that new video series. But it's all fun and exciting stuff to look forward to in the future. So just a quick point in the direction of the super chat window, because Tortoro Porco has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, hitting the high notes like Randy Meisner. So thank you for that, for the compliment. That's very kind of you. And just mentioning about live analysis videos that I was mentioning earlier. Tomorrow night is the live analysis that happens on Wednesday nights. Just in case you haven't seen one of those before and you're new to the live stream, you can tune into that. It's the same time as the live streams that I do on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So it's going to be 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time, and that's going to be happening tomorrow night. So just a quick shout out for that. And I haven't set up the event yet. I'm going to do it after this live stream, but I'll have a little look. I think we're possibly going to be taking a look at Paul Simon and Willie Nelson. It's a video that I saw earlier that I thought would be cool to do, so hopefully it'll be okay with the copyright situation, and we'll look at that tomorrow night for the live analysis. So tune in to that if you do get a chance, if you're available tomorrow night, but you'll also be able to watch that on catch up if it's okay with the copyrights. But if it's not okay with the copyrights, then I do re-edit it and upload again to make sure that you guys can see the live analysis videos as well as the standard analysis videos. If those do get blocked, if I know about them, I do re-edit them and upload them. But that'll be happening tomorrow night. Anyway, so a little bit of news about the fact that we've hit so many subscribers, and now we get a little tick after the channel name as well. And I do want to get the PayPal donations up on screen, because I know that there have been some donations over on PayPal already. So thank you guys so much for that. And let me get this up on the screen, because the first one that came in just before the live stream was from Lucy, and Lucy donated £10. So thank you so much for that, Lucy. And the message was, howdy Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers, unfortunately I will not be able to join tonight. Don't forget to spike the likes, y'all. Enjoy the stream with some rock horns, a heart, and then peace. So thank you for that, Lucy. Very kind donation there. And I think after this email, I had an email, because I get emailed about the PayPal notifications and the donations, which is great because it means they come straight into my email address, rather than sometimes on Super Chat they get deleted by YouTube as soon as I go live, which is a bit of a pain. So it's great that the PayPal system works a little bit better. But I then got an email which was actually from Spring, and you can't see this on screen, but it was an email about new items and merchandise, accessories, all that kind of stuff that I'll probably post over on Patreon to ask you guys about what you think about the new items that I've been emailed about, whether you'd want such items to be branded with Wings of Pegasus. But I'll let you guys know soon over on Patreon about all of that. But I know that there has been another donation after Lucy's, and this has come in from Matt. So thank you for this, Matt. And it's a donation for £20, and the message is, very much enjoy your analysis videos and live streams. Cheers! So thank you for that, Matt. A very kind donation, and thank you for tuning in to the live streams and watching the videos as well. That is much appreciated. And I'm just going to scroll up because another one has come in as well. And this is come in from Joan, and it's for £50. Thank you so much for that, Joan. Another very kind donation. And the message is, congratulations on 168,000 subscribers. Phil, you rock! Exclamation mark. So thank you so much for that, Joan. And also to mention later on in the live stream, we do have a little bit of space because of the fact that we don't have the pick roulette tonight. So I'll probably just shoehorn in there either another video or maybe another Phil tune, as they've been called. And I have got, I think, 3 on the software at the moment. if we do have a fill tune, we might go back to that library gig. Well, it wasn't actually in a library, but it might as well have been. We might be showing that a little bit later on as well. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the live chat room if you want to see a fill tune in place of the pick roulette that's not going to be there tonight. But let's see if we can keep on hitting that thumbs up. We might be able to make that likeometer go a little bit higher. We're at 149 so far, so it's not too bad. I think it might be really swimming against the tide at the moment, given the time changes and the fact that a lot of people don't realize that I'm now if their clocks haven't changed, I'm now on at a different time, and a lot of people get used to the schedule and just attributing it to their own time zone, whereas I have moved in time and space. And by the way, Chet has just donated 99 cents in the super chat window, so thank you so much for that, Chet. That is much appreciated. So, to give you guys a little bit of an update as to what's going on behind the scenes, I'm working on the new series, the graphics for Under the Spotlight. That's something that I did show last time. Maybe I can find it again in case you guys didn't see it, because that was on Saturday, and if you don't watch on Saturdays, maybe I can try and find it to show you guys tonight. But I'm not sure where it would be. I'd have to scroll down to a different place in the setup. I didn't actually plan on playing it tonight, so I probably won't be able to find it, but I'll have a look for it maybe when we go through another video. It'll be on there somewhere, but I'll play the little intro to it, and it's got kind of some smoke and a guitar, and I've been talking everybody through it on Patreon as to how I've been setting it up and doing things on Photoshop in order to get it looking okay. And yeah, that's something that I played on Saturday. I will try and find it for tonight as well, so you guys can see it if you weren't tuned in on Saturday. But it's going to be a series called Under the Spotlight, and we're going to be having different guest musicians, guitarists, who are going to be playing a bespoke custom solo over a backing track that is purely just to do with the Under the Spotlight series. It's not something you'll find anywhere else. So they are playing for this channel, which is great, because then we're going to jump into the analysis like I normally do and show some things up on screen. And we've got some really cool guitarists lined up. The list is over on Patreon if you want to see who is confirmed to appear on the show. But the first one, I'm planning on, fingers crossed, getting it organized and edited and put together, and doing the first one next month, which is like one day pretty much into, well, depending on which country you're in, but it means that we're going to be into April, and hopefully April is going to be the first of that new series. So I'm working towards that, and that is taking up a lot of my time behind the scenes, but I think it'll be worth it. It's something that I'm certainly looking forward to. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. Also, huge shout out to the moderators. We should have Carla in there, who I've seen, and Laurie and Neil, the three moderators that do such a great job in these live streams. So thank you guys for making that live chat room such a great place to be. If you guys want to join in over on Facebook, you can do, to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group. You can join that and get involved. There are lots of posts up there regularly, and this is where a lot of the live chat room hang out in between live streams. So you can head over there, you can join in, also upload any pictures that you might have and any pictures of merchandise, maybe you modeling some merchandise, and then I show those on the live streams. And also thank you to Carla and Vince for linking me to those pictures. We don't have any pictures tonight, so we do have a little bit of time for a cartoon that I'll play a little bit later on. So we are going to be jumping. It's 20 past 12 already. I don't know how that happens, how time goes so quickly. But Gerald has just donated $5 in the super chat window. Thank you so much for that, Gerald. And the message is, can you write a song that goes 300 robots from under the sea, 300 robots, how can it be? 300 robots and ye, or yobots and re. So thank you for that, Gerald. And I'm not sure that'll be enough for a whole song. It might have to be more of an instrumental, maybe a dance track where you can just repeat the same 3 sentences over and over again and then just have a very similar progression. Maybe that'll work, but I'm not sure that that's going to work for a song that I would usually write. I like to have a verse, chorus, middle 8 and lots of words in there. So it's something that maybe Gerald, you can work on and maybe throw it open to the live chat room and see if anybody else wants to do a collab on 300 robots from under the sea. 300 robots, how can it be 300 robots and you? So thank you for that, Gerald, and for the donation. We are going to be taking a little trip into tonight's cover video that I'm going to be showing, and I'm going to have a little look over to Patreon because this is one that just popped out there. I know that there have been a lot of requests, so thank you guys for those. And the one that I've gone for is, if I can scroll down to see who requested it, we have Constantia, who requested Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. And that is what we're going to be looking at. I'm sure that maybe there were some other requests for it as well. Nancy threw it in there as well. So thank you for that. And I think that was it. I should really refresh the screen to make sure that there haven't been any other requests on there for the same video, but I've chosen this one anyway. We are going to be jumping straight into it, and I hope you guys enjoy this. As I've said, it's my cover of the U2 classic, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
To
So, Phil here, and thank you so much for watching my cover of Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For by U2. I hope you enjoyed it. The names that you can see going down the screen here are my patrons who support me and make videos like this possible. So thanks patrons, it's massively appreciated. If you guys want to get involved, head to the website down here. And if I don't see you on Patreon, then check me out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the other places. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock! And there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed my version of the U2 classic track, and I hope that maybe over on wingsofpegasus.com I did see somebody mentioning about my album, that people might want to check that out as well. And I do have my album on iTunes and Amazon, because the person was asking, I didn't see the username, but the person was asking whether I had the original music in record stores. It's not something that I have my music at. In fact, especially in my town, there aren't record stores anymore. You can't go in and buy music anywhere. It's all online. But anyway, yes, you can go to wingsofpegasus.com and go /music to get my own music. But that was my cover. I still haven't found what I'm looking for, of course. And by the way, you can get my own music on iTunes and Amazon, but I have to give a percentage away to them, as you would do with a record store if you allowed them to stock it. But I keep the rights to everything myself, and if iTunes and Amazon make sales, they take a percentage of it. So it's better for me if you go to wingsofpegasus.com, because then I get everything and don't have to give away a percentage to those third-party companies. But anyway, now that that is all explained, and thank you for taking the interest in my original music while the cover is playing, because it is much appreciated. And all of you who have ordered albums over the last few months, that is something that I've managed to now finally do, is get up to date with the album orders, because we've been in lockdown here for 12 weeks, something like that. So it's now finished. We are out of lockdown here in the UK, so it means that I can now send off the albums. I'm actually allowed to go outside, so that's good. The only thing is that the haircut is not going to be able to happen until after the 12th of April, because that's when hairdressers are going to be allowed to start again. So we've still got a little bit more time of hair growth to happen, and that's something actually at the end of that video, my hair was looking quite long, but not quite in the same league as what I've got going on at the moment, because this is just ridiculously long at the moment. And after the 12th of April, we will be back to maybe a normal looking hair. Well, it's not normal, is it? Well, what I call a normal haircut, which is just a little bit 70s and 80s compared to most other people. And most people do think it's either a female haircut or that I'm stuck in the 70s or the 80s. But I do not mind that at all. It's what I like to look like. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight, and let me get you guys back up on screen again, because we've lost that live chat room, and there it is. So let me just jump into the super chat window, because I can see that Mike has just donated $5. Thank you for that, Mike. And the message is, how many original songs have you written? Question mark. So, in terms of on the album, there's 11 tracks. There's another single called Running Blind. So there's 12 tracks that you can buy. But since the age of 19, I have no idea how many songs I have written. But the songs that I put onto the album were just the ones that made it there. And there were maybe 2 or 3 other songs that I was thinking about recording, but then I thought maybe they weren't strong enough. And I think everyone, when they first start writing songs, isn't very good at writing songs, and you just keep on writing to the point where you get to a point and you think that, okay, I quite like that I have written, so I don't mind releasing it. Whereas the very early songs, looking back at them now, you think, it's just like 3 chords and that is it. So I think you do progress a little bit as a writer, and that's certainly something that I've found myself. that writing songs to begin with was a little bit rubbish, but then got a bit better at it to the point where I didn't mind releasing an album, and I quite liked all of the songs on the album. So there wasn't a song there that was written just to try and fill up an album, or maybe having 3 songs that I liked and then thinking, oh well, I'm going to have to try and come up with some other songs to fill up an album. As they say, I was aiming for all killer, no filler, and I think that a lot of people can tell when there's an album that has been written with a mind to just write an album and just release something to try and get people to buy it, and that's sometimes just something that record companies do, especially if there's a deadline on releasing an album as part of maybe a 3-album deal. They've done the first one, it was great, but now they need to do 2 more that are contractually obligated and it means that they then have to just write anything on the spot, and sometimes, or most of the time, those kind of songs don't work particularly well because you can tell that they haven't really been crafted, or it's not really when inspiration is struck. It's more like a deadline is struck and they've just got to do something. So that's something that I didn't want my album to sound like. I wanted to try and put in songs that I liked and had been playing for a long time and felt that I could produce to a level that I was happy with as well. So that's what I did with the album. But thank you, Mike, for that donation. And we have had another donation in the PayPal window as well. So thank you guys for these donations over on PayPal. And Sue has donated £15. So thank you so much for that, Sue. And it is a straight up donation and no message on there. But thank you for that. Hopefully that is showing up on screen. And we've just passed 200 likes. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. That is much appreciated. We are a bit up against the wall tonight because of the time zone change. So I know that a lot of people will find it not difficult to tune in, but they'll find it random to tune in when the time's changed, because it's now going to be earlier. I think for people it might be, maybe you guys can let me know in the live chat room whether tonight is earlier than normal where you are, or whether it's an hour later. I think it means it's an hour earlier. I do not know. I've really shown my lack of knowledge about time zones, and especially changing of time zones in the past, because I'm not sure what it means for everybody else, but I know that it's going to be an hour out compared to when it's usually on air. So we will get used to it, and if you're watching this on catch up, then maybe in the future you can adjust your time to whenever this is going out in order to then catch it live. But thank you to you guys in the live chat room who have joined me tonight, considering the change in times. So let's have a little look in there. We've got Billy going through, and Mana7, and Vince is in the house as well. Joshua and Deborah and T3X42 Chick. And Jennifer's in there as well, and Leanne Carl. And Neil is in there moderating. So hello, Neil. Thank you for joining us tonight and moderating with Carla and Laurie as well. It is much appreciated. So we are going to be jumping into another video. We'll probably go into the animation. It's kind of a comedy. It's comedic in that people might find things funny, but it's based on real stories from my musical life. And these are just cartoons that I put together many, many, many years ago. And then I played one on a live stream and they seem to be popular. So we're going to put this in the place of, because we've got more time tonight as well, we're going to be putting this in the place of the pick roulette. Because when we do hit the target, if you don't know how it works, we then have a pick roulette the next week. And you can win yourself a signed Wings of Pegasus pick and a picture as well. Not that that's very interesting, but it's just something that we're doing now on the channel. Thank you, by the way, to Carla for organising that and getting it all sorted with the names on the wheel in the past. And we will see where we end up with the likes. We're aiming for a huge 370, and that is when people know when the live stream's happening, so we will see where we get up to. But 213 likes so far. Thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. Now I am going to hopefully be able to navigate to the cartoon that I'm thinking of, which is the gig that we did, or me and my band did, in what looked like a library at the time, and it is actually a pub venue type thing, but let me not spoil it just in case you haven't seen this. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is called Real Life Stories because it is one of my real life stories, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Okay, well, thanks for coming down to the audition today. Do you mind if we slag you off behind your back while we discuss your audition?
That's okay, I'll randomly walk in this direction.
What the actual heck was that? Okay, let's start with the negative points.
Well, his image is laughable and totally unsuitable. He can't keep time. His bass looks like he found it in a skip. And he was late.
Unbelievably, even though he was absolute total guff. He is the best we've seen, and we've been auditioning for a year. So what the ruddy frig shall we do?
As much as it pains me to say it, I think we'll have to give him the gig, bite the bullet and get on with it.
This is total guff shine.
Hello again. Before you tell me your decision, I thought I would say, I want this more than anything in the world. I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you've got the gig. You are now our new bassist.
Holy heck guys, thanks a lot. This means the world to me, you will not regret it.
Well, straight to business. We have a rehearsal on Wednesday night 7 until 10 before the gig on Saturday.
Can't do Wednesday?
Why not?
Me and the missus usually go to the corner shop that evening.
Okay, no problem. We'll just move the rehearsal to Thursday.
Can't do Thursday?
Is there any day at any time before Saturday that you can do?
No.
Hang on, is the gig this Saturday?
Yes, it is this Saturday, as I have been telling you for the last 3 weeks.
I can't do it. I'm working this Saturday, and I definitely can't get out of it, for sure.
Are you actually having a joke with me? As you have just realized it is this Saturday, I know for a fact you have not called in to see if someone will cover your shift.
I didn't think of it like that, but now you say it, it makes sense.
Well, considering it is a great venue and fantastic opportunity for us as a band. Do you want to call your work just in case?
Well, I suppose I could actually thinking about it.
Well, ruddy guffing do it then, you freaking bum guff.
Hello, it's me. I doubt anyone will, and don't worry if you can't. But will you or anyone else cover my shift on Saturday?
So, what did they say?
They said they didn't want to cover my shift. It sounded like they were slagging me off and laughing in the background. So it's a dead end.
Well, at least you got across the importance of getting Saturday night off.
Now the problem is, I can't fake illness because they know I want Saturday night off. Ruddy, hell.
I seriously cannot believe your incompetence. Okay, give me your phone. Hello, I'm calling on behalf of my guffing idiot of a friend. Yes, that's him. He has an important night on Saturday. Can he swap his shift? That's great. Thanks for doing that. I'm actually amazed at how easy that was to organize. Many thanks. There you are. You now have Saturday off, so you can now do the gig. How you could not organize that is beyond me. Unbelievable.
Just thinking about it, actually, I can't do Saturday.
What? There. Actual. Frig. Please excuse me. I just have to go outside quickly and shout something.
So there we have it. As you could probably tell, I played the wrong episode and clicked on the wrong button. So apologies for that, but maybe, what's the time? 20 to 1. Maybe we can play the other episode as well, because we do have a little bit of extra time, because we don't have any pictures and we don't have the pick roulette. So I think I know where I should have clicked, but I might have to check it in the background to make sure that I'm actually going to be clicking in the right place. But before I do that, I just want to mention that we have had another donation in the PayPal window. And let me just refresh the screen and go down, because it is Marge who has donated £2.09. So thank you so much for that, Marge. And I'm going to scroll up again because I can see that another one has just come in. And it is Renee who has donated £6.96. Thank you so much for that, Renee. And the message is, are you finding your studio to be warmer now that it's carpeted? So yes, I think it is warmer, and I think the real test is going to be in the summer when it does get hot, how hot it gets in here. But it does seem to be warmer because we've had it pretty much on these live streams for, I can't remember how long. We had it in January, did we? So we've had a few live streams in here, lots of analysis videos, and it does feel like it's a little bit warmer. And normally, because it's been around winter time, I would have to have the heater on probably pretty loud, whereas at the moment it's absolutely fine. Actually, in the UK today has been a lot warmer, and the last 2 days have been totally randomly warm. And it's been around 24 to 25 degrees Celsius, which is warm to us here in the UK. But I think tomorrow and maybe Thursday we're going back to normal cold temperatures. But I think it does stay warmer. I have not yet had a summer in here with the carpet, so we will see how warm it gets. And we'll have to get some serious air conditioning on the go in order to stay cool over the summertime, I'm sure. But it is a lot more comfortable, and it's always going to be colder here than warmer with the weather in the UK. So I think it's a good move also for the sound to just dull things a little bit here. And yeah, hopefully people are used to the sound now, because that's something that a lot of people said, that it sounded totally different. And of course the sound was bouncing around off the walls and off the floor, and it was just the floor, that hard flooring that we had before, that really gave the acoustic space some unwanted resonance. But now it's a lot better. So thank you, Renee, for that donation. And I can see that another one has come in as well. And this is from Linda Z in the house, who has donated £5. So thank you for that, Linda. And the message is, our time changed before yours did. The past couple of weeks were really hard to make the live streams. It's all normal now. So thank you for that, Linda. And if your time's changed 2 weeks ago, but my time changed only a week ago, I don't know how that works out. Maybe it's still going to be at a slightly different time. I don't know. But thank you, Linda, for pointing that out. And I can see that another... this is a money request that has just popped in from Dale. So thank you for that, Dale. And the donation request, or the amount requested, is $20. And this is on the donation screen. I think you get the option of to send a donation or to request a donation. And if you want to send a donation, then that's a sending button that you want to click on, and that means that it will go to me. If you request it, it means that you want me to send it to you. So it might be a case of just organizing the buttons and making sure you click on the right one. But thank you, Dale, for that. And the message is, really love to see an analysis of Danny Page rock. So thank you for that, Dale. Thank you for the request. Unfortunately, I can't fulfill that request, but thank you for thinking of donating. It is much appreciated. So what I might do, I tell you what, there's a video. I'm a little bit disorganized with my videos tonight, because I did say that I would play the intro to Under the Spotlight, which is the new series that I'm working on behind the scenes, and I'm going to try and do that now and see if it works. And there we have it. That was just a random jump into the intro. Obviously, I've got the live stream music, I think, still going in the background. And the little intro that you could hear was that A into the A ninth chord. I thought it was just one of those generic things that might be quite nice to throw in. So I just chose those two chords and that's how it worked out. And we've got the smoke in there, and you won't believe, well, maybe if you are into graphics and design and all that kind of stuff, you might believe how long that took to put together, because the guitar and the stand that the guitar is sitting on is that they're not all one picture. I've taken a picture of the stand on a green screen, taken another picture or a previous picture of an Ibanez and actually lined it all up, and the background I've done on Photoshop, and the smoke is a front layer, and it's like a PNG video image, so it means that you can see through it, which means you can then layer stuff. Anyway, it was complicated, but I think it was worth it in the end, just to get a nice little intro for the new video series, Under the Spotlight. But anyway, thank you, by the way, Carla, for a $4.99 donation, and the message is, please say hello to Lisa Weiss. She's in the hospital recovering from surgery today and could be watching. I'm just going to have to scroll across because my screen has cut off the end of it. And it just says thanks. So thank you for that, Carla. And a big hello to Lisa and everybody in that live chat room. If you could say a big hello to Lisa, that'd be much appreciated. As we just heard, she's in hospital recovering from surgery. So I hope that everything goes well with the recovery, Lisa. And it'd be good to see you back in the live chat room, whether that be tonight or in the future as soon as possible. So best wishes to you. And I think the screen's maybe gone a little bit funny with the likeometer because I had to scroll across, but now we are fine. So thank you for that, Carla. And Brianna has just donated $10 as well in the super chat window. Thank you for that, Brianna. And the message is, someday please profile Dolores O'Riordan and the Cranberries. Much love to your show, Phil. So thank you for that. I will put Dolores on the list, on the request list. So that is going to be on there. I'm not sure whether I pronounced her second name correctly, so apologies if I didn't get that right. But what we're going to do is, and Beth has just jumped in with a $20 donation. We are going to be, I'm going to have to try and find, I bet I click on the wrong video again, but I'm going to try and find the other episode of the live stories that I should have played, because I think we'll be able to squeeze that in, because it's only 10 to 1 here in the UK. We have a little bit more time available. But thank you, Beth, for this $20 donation. That is much appreciated. And the message is, hi Phil, I am in the hospital, so your uplifting demeanor and great music are just what I needed. I will be here till the end of the week, so I'm thankful hubby brought my computer. So great to be here with all of you. So thank you, Beth, for joining us from the hospital, and I hope everything is going okay there and that you are recovering from whatever it may be. But I'm sure everybody's happy to see you in the live chat room. Everybody say a huge hello to Beth, who's in hospital as well. And I'm sure everybody sends you their best wishes from the live chat room. We've got such a great community in there. And thank you everyone for joining me on these live streams, whether you're in hospital or whether you might be working as well. Some people do pop in on their lunch breaks or their breaks just in the evening, whatever the time is there. So thank you guys for popping in just all the time to the live streams. It is much appreciated. And thank you, Beth, for that donation. So I'm going to attempt to now click, hopefully, on the right button so that we can see the real life stories version of the one where I'm in the library, or at least it's a gig where we played in a venue that looked like a library. So anyway, fingers crossed for this. It's a double dose of cartoon tonight because I'm not very good at clicking on buttons and haven't organised it very well, but I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock!
Guys, I'm so excited. I have just managed to get us an awesome gig.
Well, I do hope our definition of awesome coincide.
Well, I know a guy who works at a pub and he said we can play there this Friday night.
You know a guy. So far, to be honest, I'm on the fence about this gig. Persuade me. Where is the venue? Will I have heard of it?
The pub is called the Golden Guff. It is in Surrey. My friend has told me it will be amazing. We need this gig.
Well, it certainly sounds like a reputable joint. It's about an hour's drive, but I'm going to trust you on this. Let's book the gig.
We won't regret it. The place will be packed. I can't wait.
Wowzers, this pub really looks like a library. Hello there. Do you work here?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do need help. Thanks for asking. We are the band who are playing here this evening. What is the plan?
Are you sure there is live music tonight?
Well, I really hope so. If not, my bandmate has yet again stitched me up, as well as himself. So, who is in charge?
I am the only person working here tonight.
Well, at least we know, therefore it will not be busy tonight. Great. Where is the stage, and we'll start to set up?
Well, whenever someone has played an acoustic guitar, they have been sitting here, so you can play in this area.
Oh my guff heck of frig. You may actually notice there are tables and sofas in the way, not to mention just being a woeful position for music.
I'm afraid you'll have to move the table and sofas out of the way then.
Well, as I'm a musician and I want to play, I will do this manual labor in addition to the hour's drive. I also assume we are not getting paid for this gig.
That is correct.
At least you're holding up your end of the bargain. Well, let's get to work, guys. These sofas look like the heaviest sofas we will ever lift in our lives.
I'll leave you to it, and I'll make sure that if you need anything, I will be impossible to find.
Many thanks for following standard protocol. Great job, guys. It only took an hour and I think I've got a hernia. But I'm sure it will all be totally worth it and not a gig we should have declined. Just the person I was looking for. So, where is the PA? Is it quite heavy to lift? And also, how many channels does your mixer have?
We don't have a PA here.
Ha 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 ha. That was a fantastically great joke. Wasn't it? Or should I say, it better have been.
No, what you see is what we have.
That, I'm afraid, is sweet guffaw. Well, what do you usually do on live music nights then?
Jacob usually does all the band stuff. He's not here today, but I have his number if you want to talk to him.
That might be an idea. At least every last detail of this gig has been meticulously planned by the venue, otherwise we could all look like absolute total amateurs. Hello Jacob, I'm Phil from the band that are playing at your pub tonight. Where is the PA? And the mixer? For the gig? Okay, so it's in your car. And you are in your car at the moment. And you're 5 hours drive away. Do you think this may be an issue? Considering we're playing in 45 minutes, you didn't realize what the time was? Oh well, that is a very acceptable excuse. I mean, how could anyone ever have foreseen these unlikely turn of events? Unbelievable. So here is the situation. The PA is 5 hours away. We have 45 minutes until we start. So this venue has quite truly rogered our collective bums in the guff.
Oh dear. I can't help feeling partially responsible for us being in this position.
Yes, I wonder why that is.
Just so you know, your friends and family are also just starting to arrive. They must have made the hour-long drive to support you.
Oh. Great. Well, as ridiculous as this sounds, I have purchased my own PA, so that if a music venue is retarded enough to not have any equipment, I have everything. It just so happens it's in my sister's boyfriend's van, who should be here shortly. So, it seems that you as a collective venue won't have egg on your face. You jammy dodgers.
I don't understand.
Oh, Just that to the innocent onlooker, you'll look like you have a great PA system and are a great live music venue, when in fact you are actually a total load of rubbish guff venue. With no idea, and couldn't organize a piss up in a brewery. Present location accepted. No offense.
None taken.
You are seriously mentally vacant. I'm going to slag off this pub to my family now. Bye.
And there it is, and I clicked on the right button that time. So we got to see the library gig version, and from that I can even remember the sofas that we had to lift. Obviously this the conversations didn't happen like this. I think a lot of the things that I say in these videos are things that I wanted to say at the time, but I try and keep as calm as possible and just keep everything together for the particular gigs. But I can still see the sofas, and they were those massive leather, proper heavy sofas that we had to lift out the way. And yeah, it was exactly like that. There were just books on the wall, and it was a live music venue, but there was nowhere to play, so we had to move all the sofas off to the side. And then they didn't have a PA. The guy you can see it all. I think maybe I feel like people won't believe it, but all of these cartoons are real life stories. They actually happened. So every single part of that, the talking might be a little bit more sarcastic, but it's really just a situation. And I think the humor of it is in the fact that it actually happened. And I think a lot of people who do play in bands and have played live can relate to a lot of these things. It's just the standard thing you go through as a musician, turning up to gigs, and they just don't have anything organised. And yes, I have my own PA and have planned everything so that if you turn up to a gig and they don't have a PA, then you've got your own that you can bring and set up. So yeah, I just got to the point of just planning everything to make sure that we never fell into that trap again of going to a venue and assuming they knew how to put on a live gig. But anyway, that was the second cartoon of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We don't get to see many of the cartoons, but I know that there are a couple of other cartoons that I did. I think there's 5 in all, and we've seen 3 of them. So at some point in the future, I will try and get hold of those other 2, but they're on my old computer, and just starting that up and getting into it is very difficult because it's old and slow and a bit of a nightmare. But I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you for hitting those thumbs up. I don't think we're going to get to our target tonight. It's 1 AM here in the UK, and we're at 264 likes. So that means we'd be looking for another 106 in the next 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm not sure that we're going to be able to hit that target, but I do just want to address the PayPal donations window because we had another donation in there, and this came in from Dale, who has now donated £17.41. So thank you for that, Dale. And the message is, sorry about that, mate, love your show. So thank you for the kind words, Dale, and for liking the show is much appreciated, but also for sending the money, and it's no problem. There have been a few people that have requested instead of sent in the past. I think it's just a case of getting used to the PayPal donations side of things, but as you can see in the little notification thing there, I think it's good to have on screen the percentages so that people know when they make a super chat donation on YouTube how much of that goes to YouTube, and then if they make a PayPal donation how much of that goes to PayPal. Or there's only a processing fee on that, which I believe is between 3 and 5%, rather than 35 to 45% that you have on YouTube. So it does make a huge difference, the donations on PayPal. So thank you guys for doing that. It is much appreciated. But also thank you for the super chat donations as well, because those I think do help with the channel and help the channel to get out there a little bit more. But just percentage wise, certainly PayPal is the most effective way of getting your money directly to me and the channel, and for the continued run and future running of the channel and all these ideas and things that I might have in the future with the new series that I'm sticking together and allowing me really to get involved with that and keep the wheels moving forward. So thank you guys so much. It is much appreciated. And you guys at the bottom of the screen, they really are the bedrock, the foundation of everything that I do. My patrons, thank you guys so much for your continued support over on Patreon. And we have had another donation I can see in the PayPal window, so thank you for this. And it is Patricia who has donated £1.99. Thank you for that, Patricia. And we're going to scroll down to have a little look at the note. And the message is, love the tunes. Cartoon Phil is a tad sarcastic with a potty mouth and seems ready to throttle his bandmates. This is not a criticism, very funny. So thank you for that, Patricia. And yeah, with the language, it's something that I started doing a very long time ago, where my mum is very sensitive to any kind of bad language, so it's something that we never had in the house when I was growing up. So I started to develop imitation swear words, which meant that things such as, what the ruddy guff do you think you're doing? Because my mum would say, Philip, and she'd get very, as you could tell using my whole name, she would get very annoyed. But then I said, well, I'm not swearing. I've said nothing there that is offensive, and it's just silly words that I would use, like guff, for example, which is, I think, an exhalation of air. And some people use that to describe different exhalations of air. But yeah, that's something that I started to use to get the reaction from my mum, because she then realised that actually she couldn't have a go at me because I didn't say anything. So it was just my way of trying to get something that sounded a little bit worse, or a lot worse than it was. So I just started putting those in the cartoons because it's something that I'd done for a long time at home, and my mum was just used to these stupid words that I'd use rather than using any swear words. But it's certainly something that we've never had in our house, and yeah, that's where that all came from. And people don't really, I think maybe ruddy is something that we use in the UK, and it's just a really inoffensive word. But it just sounds funny. I don't know why. It's just something that people use in order to try and sound annoyed at something. But yeah, anyway, that is the story behind it. I'm not sure if you have that in different countries or in the USA, so maybe you guys don't really understand it, but I think it's funny. So thank you, Patricia, for that donation. And we have had another one, and this is from Joan again. Thank you, Joan, for this donation, and it's for £25. A very kind donation, and the message is, wow, two Phil tunes. Thank you for the chuckles with a laughing face. And no problem at all. We did have some extra time as well, so I could stick that in there. Even though I made a mistake with the first one, I could rectify it by putting in that second cartoon. And thank you, Joan, for that donation. And I think there might have been another one that's just come in as well. And this is from Jill, who has donated £6.97. Thank you so much for that, Jill. And the message is, enjoyed the cartoons. Did you get a good turnout at the library? Spike the likes, wingers. So great advice there from Jill to hit that thumbs up. If you haven't done already, it would be much appreciated. But we did get a, when you say turnout, it's just your family that come to watch you. So we had family members. I think probably my sister maybe came down. My mum and dad probably came down. And the family members of the band. And maybe a few friends. There were a few people that were actually at the pub, but only maybe 10 or 15 people that would then come in from the eating area, which was outside. And they came in to listen to us play, which was great. So the crowd wasn't too bad, but it's mostly people that we brought with us and people that were just coming to support us. And that's pretty much the case with original music and live music, is you bring along your fan base, and then the venue make lots of money from you in drinks and orders and food, and then you as the band don't get paid anything. That is what happens, unfortunately, with original music and live music here in the UK. If you play cover songs, then you generally will receive something for that. But I was really just into doing my own thing, doing my own songs, and would perform original material. So it's just having the love for music and performing yourself and writing songs yourself that you just have to deal with the fact that you're not going to get paid. And that was the case there, as is always the case, unfortunately. And why it just wasn't sustainable and why we had to stop going and playing live, because paying for petrol and the journeys that we had to make for gigs, some of them were quite far away, and it just meant that we couldn't afford to keep going because we were making a loss at every gig, and we weren't making enough with our day jobs by, you know, paying the rent and paying the electricity bills and everything else. We couldn't afford to keep going, and that's certainly something that with the bassist and the drummer who lived in London is just crazy rent in London, so they couldn't afford to do that, so we had to stop playing live. And then it was me and the guitarist Griff who were left, and then Griff had to stop as well, so then it was just me taking everything online. And because it was my songs as well, it meant that I could get everything up online. I started doing cover videos as well, playing all of the instruments, and that seemed to go down all right, and I just kept persisting. And that was, I think, when I was 30, 31, maybe something like that. So we're talking about 7, 8 years ago. And I just persisted. And in the last 2 or 3 years, things have been going a lot better. So it's just sticking at it. And when I say that I have persisted, I started at about 19 years of age, and if anybody knows MySpace, that's what you first used to use to try and get your music on there, try and get fans. So yeah, pretty much since the age of 19 until now, so we're talking almost 20 years of just keeping at it, working away, and fortunately now things are going quite well, and I'm joined by you guys here on YouTube and live streams, and you're watching and I hope enjoying the analysis videos, and I've got a little tick by my Wings of Pegasus channel, so it's got to be going quite well. So thank you everyone for joining, and not only joining the channel by subscribing but hitting the like, the thumbs up, that really does help. So thank you Jill for that donation, and I am going to scroll up. I do want to play one more video before we finish. It's almost the end of the stream time. We end here about 1:15, so I'm going to have a little look over on Patreon to see what you guys have been asking for over there, and having a little look down the list. Let's see what we've had. Teresa has requested Hero as an original song. Art Not Commerce, We Can Fall Down from Deborah. Donna's asked for Art Not Commerce as well, and We Can Fall Down. So we've got a bit of a dead heat here between Art Not Commerce and We Can Fall Down. And then Sue has thrown an Art Not Commerce in there to tip the balance. So thank you for requesting those songs, guys, and also for Sue just tipping that balance. I'm just looking for the live version of it, because we've got the version where I'm walking, the music video where I just endlessly walk, but we'll have a little look at the live version of Art Not Commerce. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after rock.
Telling me what's right, but I'll make my own way.
And there we have it. That was my song called Art Not Commerce. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And we did have a little bit of an interesting conversation going on in the live chat room about the band name, and I think somebody said, how come, here we go, it's going through now. Jennifer said, how come it's the name of the old band when they broke up, he took it for himself? I'm not sure if you're referring to me or another band maybe that I've missed in the conversation, but with Wings of Pegasus, it's my band name that I made up. So, and with all my music, all the songs, and myself and Griff, the other guitarist, we were the two that were left, and unfortunately Griff then left as well, but all of the songs are mine, and the Wings of Pegasus project was my project. And when you play live, you need, obviously I can't play everything myself on stage, you need other people to perform, but the writing was always something that was dealt with myself and Griff as well. I think we started with Panic Attack way back in the day, and there might be some Panic Attack videos of me performing at the Grand, the Clapham Grand, which is a really cool venue. I think I was 22 or 23 back then, but I didn't used to sing then. I hadn't learned to sing. So that was with Panic Attack. But even back then, the writing was still myself, and Griff was writing, and we did it for that band. And then we moved on, and then came up with the name Wings of Pegasus, and yeah, I started writing songs like Art Not Commerce and the other songs on the album, and Griff then moved away, and because it was my project anyway, I just kept on doing it online. So this is why the songs sound exactly how they sound, because I've recorded them in here, and I know exactly how the songs go because I'm recording them in here, and I wrote them, and I've got all the guitar parts, and I harmonise with myself vocally. So yeah, that's why. So it was always something that I came up with, but live you need other players, and that's why the band is called Wings of Pegasus. But Wings of Pegasus is basically my musical project, and if, in the future, if I was playing live, I would have to get session musicians again to play in the band, but it doesn't mean that they are Wings of Pegasus. They're playing my songs on stage with me because I can't play all of the instruments. And I hope that makes sense. There are a lot of bands that do function like this, where there's only one person in the band who writes the music, and they need the other players to then play on stage with them. But yeah, they are really the driving force behind it. And yeah, that's just something that when you look into it, you'll find that a lot of bands, especially the classic bands like Fogerty, for example, Creedence, just as a band, Creedence, I mean, it was interesting because when John then moved on and got his new record deal, the record label tried to sue him for sounding too much like Creedence Clearwater Revival. But it was him, and that was the point, that he was writing the songs and it was his voice, and he had the band, but really the driving force and the creative ability was John himself. And that's an example of that. You'll find that when you do look into bands, generally there is one person who is doing the writing and really steering the ship and has the drive to push the band forward. And rarely you'll get a band like Queen, for example, where you've got every member of the band who not only writes but has songs that were hits. It is such a rare thing to have every member of a band having an independent hit that they've written. It really does tend to be just one person that comes up with it, maybe two, but generally it's just a ship that is sailed and guided along that particular route by one person, and that's what I was doing back with Wings of Pegasus and now with Wings of Pegasus. So yeah, it is my musical project. I think that's the way to describe it and to see it as. And yeah, you need other people live, unless I was trying to get maybe one of those all-in-one that you can have like a hi-hat connected to your leg, playing a guitar, singing, trying to do it all at the same time. I'm not sure how I'd play bass and guitar at the same time, but yeah, it would be very difficult. But for live, I like to have the band sound, the band set up, and to just set things up with the whole show. I enjoy that as well, so that's what I tend to do. But obviously, like I've mentioned about live music here in the UK for original artists, it's just something that is impossible to sustain. So That's why I took it all online, but hopefully that is something that's understandable and you guys know how it works. For example, if I had a Wings of Pegasus gig in another country, I would get, ideally, the previous members of the band, because it means they don't have to rehearse for as long to get the tracks because they already know them. But I would get session musicians in to then support me and play the instruments for me when I'm playing live. That's how it would work. Even if I was playing here in the UK, that's what I would do, and that's the way that it's set up. So it's really the way it has been forever. It just so happened that we had regular guys in the band that all knew the songs and we could rehearse, and they were all local, so it was really good. But yeah, into the future, if those guys couldn't do it, then I'd rely on session guys to then perform with me on stage. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and I did just want to bring your attention to a PayPal donation that did happen a little bit earlier on before the live stream, and this was from Linda Z. So thank you for this, Linda, and it was for £35, a very kind donation, and I just wanted to bring your attention to that to make sure that Linda knows that I have seen that and that is in my emails. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, all of the very kind PayPal donations that have come through and the donations in the super chat window, which just before we finish I want to address because we've had another donation from Mike for $5. Thank you for that, Mike, and the message is: there's a Texas lizard with a lot of spikes on its body, and Carla nuked the name, or maybe YouTube nuked it. I liked the spikes. So thank you for that, Mike. And I don't know what the name of the lizard is, but if it's in any way sounding dodgy, I don't know, even some words that are totally innocent get blocked for some reason, and I don't know why. And I mean, when I say blocked, I mean YouTube doesn't show, or it blocks the comment from being shown. So I don't know why that is. I think, for example, the word conscious and consciousness, of being conscious of a particular guitarist or something, for some reason that word gets blocked, and I don't know whether in another language it means something different, but there's an example of something that will get blocked for me, I don't know why, for an unforeseeable reason, but that is blocked. So maybe that's something that has changed now, but I just remember that from a few years ago when I used to type that and it didn't used to appear. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Mike. And Chet has donated $1.99 as well. Thank you again for that donation, Chet. And the message is, hey you, and it's the guy spinning round with his sunglasses on doing a wave. So thank you for that, Chet. We are going to be calling it to a close now on this live stream. It has been a special one because we've had a couple of cartoons, which is rare. We've never had that before. And it has been at a different time for some people because of the change in time zone here in the UK. So it's going to take us a little bit of time to roll with that change, but we will see how we get on. And thank you guys, by the way, for hitting that thumbs up. We've ended at 317 likes. So we will be looking at the catch-up crew in order to try and get these likes up to 370. It might be the case that in the future, we'll see if we can do this for April. If we do hit the target after the fact through the catch-up crew, we'll have maybe a pick roulette, something that we can organize for the catch-up crew. And it might be possible that if you are in the catch-up crew, you can just leave a comment underneath the video, underneath the live stream, and then maybe if you just put in that I agree, you can have your name put on a special catch-up crew roulette wheel, maybe something like that. I'm sure it's something that myself and Carla can sort out in between live streams, but we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight and just giving us a final spike of the likes. We're at 323 now. So we're looking in your direction now, catch-up crew. We'll see if you can get us up to 370. That would be much appreciated. But thank you everyone for joining me, hitting that thumbs up. It really does help these live streams to get out there and for the channel to grow as a whole, which is now at 168,000 subscribers. So just a massive thank you for all of you for hitting that thumbs up and subscribing. So I'm going to be here live tomorrow night with a live analysis video of Paul Simon, and also we've got Willie Nelson who's performing with him, and I think it was at Willie Nelson's show, and then Paul comes on stage and they perform. So we're going to be taking a look at that tomorrow night, which should be good. That's going to be happening at the same time as this live stream. always 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. So if you are around then, it'd be great to see you for a live analysis. I'm going to be doing another analysis video on Friday, and then we'll be live streaming again on Saturday night. So I will see you guys then. Have a great day, morning, evening, whatever the time is where you are. Keep yourselves safe, and hopefully you're not in lockdown as we have been for 12 weeks here in the UK, but now we're out, which is great. And just follow your government's advice, wear your mask, keep distance, socially distance wherever possible, and I will see you guys at the next one. Rock!